for joining us. Siddharth, unfortunately, was not available today, and I have my other partner, Kishore, here. What's up, Kishore?
Hey guys, what's up? This is my
We're gonna,
first, yeah, this is
yeah,
my first thing, but yeah, probably I'll be here for a lot more streams in the future.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
So, today, we're gonna talk about something ridiculous which is going on social media, something which started as a way to get you to spend a lot more money, the absurd, stupid Valentine week and Valentine Day. And specifically, if you're wondering like what the hell I'm talking about, trust me, when I started seeing so many trending posts on Google and on social, even I was wondering what the hell is going on. I'm talking about the rose day, the proposed day, the chocolate day, the teddy day, the promise day, the hug day, the kiss day, and the Valentine's Day. This is the Valentine week, and this is a completely new marketing push to to get you to spend more money, like many things in life, right, Kishore?
So yeah, and the Christmas and New Year were not enough for these guys. So God, they had to make another month of events.
Huh?
Yeah, spending the entire week is like raining money for the guys
I
for all
know.
this season.
And I'm sure, as we dig through the Valentine's Day and the Valentine week and all of that, I mean, I'll read out the description of each day, starting with the Rose Day. And you can see that this description was probably written by someone who's doing a lot of content marketing.
Absolutely.
So, so before that, one of the reasons I actually decided to pick this topic was some very absurd posts which I saw on Instagram. I of course will share my screen and show it to you guys. But Kishore, let's start with the Rose Day, and I want you to tell me what it signifies to you. Okay. So on the Rose Day, which was Feb 7th, people exchange roses as a gesture of love and respect. Roses come in different colors, and each of them again has a specific meaning. For instance, a red rose is an expression of love, while a yellow suggests a request for friendship. So,
What friendship on Valentine's Day?
yeah,
My God, what's happening here? And for the Rose Day, you need to read the entire book of biology and understand.
so just to give you some perspective, totally there were 300,000 posts on the Rose Day, and I mean, I was shocked. I was like, okay, maybe I'm misreading this number. And when I actually opened the hashtag Rose Day and I filtered by the year and I selected this year, it's just filled. It's filled with posts. And there were also some yellow flower rose days as well, which is I don't know. I mean, I feel sad for
Friends
the
of love
guy. Probably got into the friend zone very, very quickly. Right,
and still
right,
happily
Kishore?
celebrating Valentine's Day.
Exactly.
Valentine Day.
Yeah. And the crazy part was every single chocolate brand, Oreo brand, coffee, cake brand, Snickers brand. I mean, all of these guys have just, created special packs for the Rose Day. Rose flavored chocolates and rose shaped chocolates for the Rose Day. I
So
mean,
people buying it, they wouldn't have spent so much of money in the entire year for themselves at least. So, and this for and what happens on chocolate day?
I, I don't know. I don't know. Uh, on chocolate they'll probably give dark chocolate or something like that.
It's pure chocolate, actual chocolates.
I
Now, these companies are making huge money out of these things. And
obviously, and I'll just show you. I mean, if someone wants to meme something out of this, I loved this meme when I came across her.
so I think they will also get into this business now.
I They should. I mean, look, man. If Western countries can take over, and make business out of different days, why not? Like, more power to you. And extremely surprising. And I could also see a lot of posts like this, and this is really hilarious. And I feel sad for the guy, but
It was on fire. हाथ में
the
cigarette
rose
and
is on
cigarette.
fire. So yeah, uh, I mean,
So
there were
these are the
so many.
singles.
What?
These are the singles.
And one last meme I want to share before we move to the definition of the next day of the Valentine week. Again, this was just hilarious. ये मोहब्बत का हफ्ता है या हफ्ते हफ्ते भर की मोहब्बत है.
हफ्ते भर की मोहब्बत, yeah, that's what it is.
And I mean, let's start with this. And I'll tell you one, weird phenomenon which will happen when you actually go to buy roses. If you go on any normal day, you'll get a rose for like 3, 5, 7, 12 rupees. You go on a Valentine week, and the same rose will end up costing 300, 500,000 bucks even sometimes, for an entire bouquet. So you can just see, like, whoever came up with this, hats off to him. Like, this is the ultimate idea of a content marketing effort gone right. What do you think, Kishore?
So, and also these guys are luring in the. So it's a chance for people to propose their crushes than people who are already in love to celebrate these things. I think people who are already in a relationship, they don't do these things, I guess. Like most of them, like हर रोज तो चलता है हमारा ये. So पूरे साल में एक हफ्ता बनाने का कोई जरूरत नहीं है. But people
Exactly.
who are looking for a chance to propose their crushes,
Right.
it's a
We,
golden opportunity for these guys.
we actually have a comment from Mudit. Mudit asks, where is Siddharth? I'm sorry, Mudit. Siddharth couldn't join today. He had a personal emergency, so I would urge you to get in touch with him. But yeah, moving on to the next part, which is Propose Day. It's celebrated as the day when people propose to the one person they love. It's usually the day when people express their love to their crush without hesitation. मतलब ये एक दिन के लिए सब भूल जाओ.
Free pass है. चाटा नहीं पड़ेगा.
Right. And I don't know. I mean, did you wait for this day, Kishore, to propose?
So, I mean, I didn't even know there was a day like this.
Oh, or else you'd have waited, huh?
So if I waited for that day, I was like, I would have lost my girl. और maybe I would forget my girl. Like, एक साल वेट करना पड़ेगा इसको बोलने के लिए बोले थे.
I know. And moving on to the next
I
part,
think
which
it's.
is. Yeah, go ahead.
I think I have to just fix a date for the weddings.
As in, I didn't get you.
मुहूर्त फिक्स करते हैं ना, so that the wedding goes well.
So they are fixing up, 14th ka muhurat
Yeah.
on the proposed day.
Yes, so that it all goes well.
Right. Yeah, makes sense. Moving on to the next day, which I think was the reason all of this started. Chocolate Day. Whether your proposal accepted or turned down, do not forget to pamper the person with the box of chocolates. It is said that for couples, chocolate day is the sweetest day of the year. Except यार reject बस chocolate day पे chocolate देना है बस डेयरी मिल्क का
Oh,
बुक करना ही है ठीक है
that's why it's after propose day.
या
Chocolate, chocolate लेके शांति हो जाओ.
exactly
Prepare
yeah
for the next year.
yeah yeah moving on
Um,
to the next part which is the fourth day which is the teddy day which is on Feb 10th which is tomorrow Kishore tomorrow is the teddy day and what happens on the teddy day gift a nice cuddly teddy bear to your partner on this day the idea many say is to give something your partner to hug in your absence so they're asking you to gift your partner a pillow and again I don't know like so if they say that on chocolate day even if someone rejects your proposal you're supposed to give on on the teddy day
so
are
it's
you also supposed to give something
it's over. So you got failed in this year's Valentine week. You need to wait for the next year. It's like the way you write the civils exam. Prelims में fail हो गया तुम.
moving on which is the day after today the promise day to cement their relationship people make or ask to make one promise on this day they will always keep Kishore what's that promise which you're planning to keep
Never celebrate this week again. So it's more of. See, I would have not even prepared for meetings or any of the official work I do. एक हफ्ता का plan I would have never done. And if you start with the first day, if you don't do it on the second or third day, the chocolate day, promise day, it's gone case. She'll come running to your room.
right
So in the first case, you shouldn't have started it.
Yep, yep, yep. Next, this is probably for a lot of Indians who starved of physical connection. This may be an excuse. I'm quite sure there's going to be memes of guys getting slapped about this. But the next day, Kishore, is the beginning of the of what I'm assuming climaxes on the Valentine Day, the hug day. Nothing could be a better fix for a relationship than a tight embrace, a tight joppy. Try it out. People appreciate getting loved and wanted.
Oh my god, I don't know why people are so keeping it such a high level for a hug. It's something so common,
Right.
right? And and we have been seeing those campaigns of people just holding a board of free hugs, right? So
Wow.
those
Okay.
so beautifully like hug is something you can get it anytime, anywhere with any person. There's no special day that there's like why is there so much of a scarcity shown for that?
I know. And I mean, I think this is all putting things up on a pedestal, you know. It's creating the idea of a relationship which is very much something unattainable, something extremely serious, something extremely, you know, romanticized. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a week-long process, like the way you apply for Aadhaar card or passport. Start Valentine week first day से 14 तक process close करना पड़ेगा.
Yeah, yeah. Moving on to the next day, which is the kiss day. Once you have fixed your relationship, what's a better way to seal it than with a kiss? Kishore, what's a better way? Tell me.
So I'm still wondering how would people wake up on that day or sleep the previous day, like thinking like पूरा रात इसी they'll be dreaming of kissing her tomorrow, right? And next day they wake
And
up on
and
the
I'll tell you
first
one more crazy part. Okay, there's actually July 6th, which is the International Kiss Day.
Oh, there's a pirated
So
kiss
I
too.
don't know why there's like, an absurd thing over here. I
So, but
actually want to check. I actually want to check. Just give me 1 second. What I want to check is on Google Trending. Okay, on Google Trending, does the search for lipstick increase on this day?
mouth freshness.
What do you think, Kishore? What's your
Yeah,
guess?
yeah, they would have increased easily multifold for mouth fresheners.
Let's
Yeah,
let's see. Let's see.
that's expected, I guess.
So the highest. God, this is Google data, and if you have any doubts, I mean, this is the ultimate, you know, validation for you. Throughout the entire year, okay, the highest number of searches for lipstick comes on 13th and 14th February.
But you're not following it.
हाँ
14 को किस कर रहे हैं सब लोग.
अरे यार 14th को भी
Hmm.
14th को भी किस कर रहे हैं? ऐसे कैसे कर सकते हैं मतलब
Like against the rules.
नहीं 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 ये नहीं चलेगा
Uh, Start a hashtag.
आई नो
Notice on 14th.
let's I'm also curious of the keyword chocolate, so let's check for the keyword chocolate. The keyword chocolate for the entire year 2021 was highest searched on Feb 7th to Feb 13th. Look, I'll share my screen, and this is for everyone to see. I mean, if you had any doubts of why Valentine's Day is pushed, it's because of this.
Oh,
Look at this, Kishore. Look, like normally, it's at a very normal pace, but on the Feb 7th and the Feb 13th, it's like at 100.
so
In
they're
fact,
getting the
I'm
entire
curious.
series
I want to
taken.
compare it. I want to compare it with mask. Or I don't know. Okay, I'm very curious now. What happens when you compare it with something like this? No,
I think that also should have. I
ये तो
mean,
हमने मतलब
they,
सीखा ही नहीं है.
they won't search it. They have their own code
हाँ.
names.
So chocolate. What do you think we can compare with? What's an essential we can compare it against?
Which
Let's
was it
take
was
Pepsi.
trending.
No, man. I mean, on this day, on the Feb 13th, it beats out everything. It's not even close. It's a joke. And that just tells you, what this entire Valentine week is about. It's not about celebrating your love. It's not about proposing to someone or forcing yourself to hug someone or kiss someone.
12 हो गया तो आज किस करना ही है. आज छोड़ने का नहीं है.
आज कुछ भी हो गया तो बस करके रहूंगा.
हाँ, उनके घर में कुछ
Like
पूजा
how
हो
they
तो
show
भी
in Indian
चलेगा.
movies.
घर में घुस के किस करना
Right.
है आपको. तो
So, and the last day, which is the Valentine's Day, and I want to talk a lot about this. And well, the actual story behind it, what Wikipedia says is this: that it's the feast of Saint Valentine. This guy would get a lot of people wed, I think, and there's a lot of stories associated around this, but he was also executed on this day. Did you know that, Kishore? This particular guy whom this entire day is named after, the Saint Valentine, he was actually executed on this day.
so it's for his memorial that they have done it on this day, 14.
Exactly. So, and it's of course a Western Christian day Yeah, exactly.
Any
And
any any information of why he was executed?
yeah, so I'm
Okay.
trying to find that out. But I mean, I'm just trying to think, which marketing guy ended up taking this day and figuring out that, okay, this is what we're going to do. And this is how. So, story behind Valentine's Day. One
No,
of the
that's
legends says,
something. That's
yeah, tell me.
no, that's something well searched about on Valentine's Day for singles.
So, so one of the top articles which pops up is the dark origins of Valentine's Day. Okay, and there's no one pinpointed exact origins. However, from so this seems really weird or very strange, but and I'm going to read this out, and I hope this video doesn't get demonetized. But from the 13th to the 15th of Feb, the Romans celebrated the feast of Lupercalia. The men sacrificed a goat and a dog and whipped women with hides of animals they had just slain. The Roman romantics were drunk, they were naked, okay? And they believed that this. Okay, so this is just pathetic. Young women would actually line up for the men to hit them. They believed this would make them fertile. The brutal feat included a matchmaking lottery in which young men drew the names of women from a jar. The couple would then be coupled up for the duration of the festival if the match was right. The ancient Romans may also be responsible for the name. So yeah, after that they've just gone on to talk about how it ended up becoming one of these days, and it's not necessarily the story of Saint Valentine, but rather this 3 day celebration which has become a 1 day celebration, which was, well, right, Romans were absolutely crazy by the time the Roman Empire was ending.
But the
So
story
yeah,
is very dark about how the Valentine's Day came.
yeah, I know, a brutal. And if people look down upon Indians for slaying goats and pigs or whatever cows, I mean, I urge you to check out a bit of Roman history, where a lot of modern history is derived from. That's not the case. That's really not the case. And yeah, I mean, that's just. I don't think you would think of Valentine Day from this perspective, right?
No, I guess if you keep searching, we'll have more and more stories of how the Valentine's Day started. Right? But anyways, the way it is celebrated is similar to how the memes come out on Mother's Day, Friendship Day.
This, so I actually have a theory for you, and which I just found it on Reddit. Credit to Kaiban Drive, a user on Reddit. Okay, why Valentine's Day exists? Okay, and this is just a hilarious theory, but check this out. Maybe Valentine's Day is just a conspiracy of Scorpios to trick more people into making more Scorpios. Scorpio is a zodiac sign, Kishore.
Okay, let's get into that. Okay. Oh my God. So, so there's gonna be huge inflow of Scorpios.
Yeah, I know. They're trying to take over the world on Valentine's Day.
Oh my God. Oh,
I also feel this sets up a very, I don't know, it's a very vague or strange expectation that I mean, I think it puts a lot of unnecessary pressure on a lot of young people, because typically speaking, they'll be the ones who'll be exposed a lot more to a lot of posts like this, a lot of marketing content like this. And if someone can't afford it, also on this day, they'll make sure that the guy actually shells out a lot of cash. What do you think, Kishore?
Yes, yes. I have seen, witnessed my friends do it also in my school days.
Okay. What did they do? Like any story you can share?
So in school days, though, buying 500 rupees worth of chocolate is like huge. It's like
Right.
a month of pocket money.
Right.
Right? And they don't have any money. They just borrow money with them, get them chocolates, roses. And also, since we're still kids there,
Right.
you're not even mature enough to like decide like whether is that the person I want to be with. I don't get into a
Obviously,
relationship.
you don't even know who the hell you are. Forget about
Yeah,
trying to judge another person.
yeah. So there it's just the excitement of participating in that week. And if you have someone to give something to, then you already are at a higher level in your class. As like, hey, bada aadmi
Oh,
hai.
you're Mr. Popular then.
Yeah, and you never know the truth whether the girl accepted it or not.
Oh, okay. But on the Valentine's Day, she'll accept it, of course.
फ्री में चॉकलेट्स मिलेगा.
500 रुपए का वो भी.
हाँ. लेके बैग में रख दो और एक बंदा आएगा वो भी देगा वही तो वो भी लेके बैग में रख दो. महीना पूरा चॉकलेट्स खाते रहो.
I know, I know. And I'm
So
sure some people. Yeah, go ahead.
it's been a mandatory thing for mostly teenagers. It's not any adults wouldn't follow it so strictly or wouldn't even care about it. It's only
Absolutely.
teenagers who fall into this.
Right.
Yeah, it also puts a lot of pressure on them to
Absolutely.
participate in this week.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's sad. It's. I don't know. It's weird because. So I've seen. This is a very unique difference between the way Indian celebrations are and the way Western celebrations are. More often than not, I've really felt that Western celebrations are commercial. Not in the sense that it may have started as an actual celebration, Christmas or even say Valentine Day would have started as an actual celebration. But the Western companies are so good at marketing, they have commoditized it so much. It's so difficult to take it seriously. And in India, most of the celebrations are never related. At least I feel. Uh, at least I feel in India, when you have a celebration, it's more of beginning of the season of sowing, or I don't know, harvest as an entire thing, or even when we are celebrating the birth of I mean, Dashera, apart from having some sales, like you're not mandated to do anything. You're only mandated to do a puja, right?
Yeah, because every celebration has a backstory into it, which is emotionally connected to you.
Right, but when you hear right Christmas, uh, you're talking about I don't know, like gifting something to someone. Like that's how at least it's got associated in my head. And it's the same thing with Valentine's. They have an entire fucking week and we just went through it. It's so absurd. It's so weird. Like every single day you got to buy something, and then every single day you got to do this, and you'll be like, what? Chocolate, teddy bear, flower, rose. क्या है ये? Like मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा. And I'm not saying that religion celebration in India are cheap or anything. Like you end up spending a lot. I'm sure Diwali crackers you end up spending huge amount of money, but it's never. At least I feel the first thought when I think about Diwali, at least for me, is not crackers. It's like the deep. It's light.
Yeah.
I don't think about crackers or the Shera. Also, my first thought is at least when I was a kid, it was I'm gonna get a vacation, and as I've grown up, it's been I don't know, like just a break from the year, right?
Yeah.
It's not more commercialization. What do you think about that?
So here it's more of a so for me what I feel is a celebration or a vacation is something where you just sit down, relax, get out of all the things, have a peace of mind and rest. Right. So on the
Right,
Western side,
exactly.
the way they celebrate Christmas or New Year, It's the same. The way they celebrate this is like there's no any work they take care of. It's like they sit with the friends, family, spend good time, and they just have a good vacation, then go back. But I assume in India, since we have so many festivals, there's no, like you can't cut out of everything and just sit and relax for every festival. So there's so many festivals coming. So and it's more of a getting together with
Yeah, yeah,
family,
yeah.
meeting people, just have, spending more time with your family on that specific day. That's a must. If you're not spending, you're not celebrating it well. Like new clothes, decorations of your home, pujas, all those things. And each festival has its own style, has its own story. So, so I think there are so many festivals here in India. The way they are said, I mean, the way they has to be taken is a bit different compared to the Western side because they have hardly 2 or 3 festivals to do that.
True. And I think that sets up, you know, um, I think that also talks about the difference in philosophy which we have uh, with the Western culture. I also feel that it's also an indication that the Western culture got industrialized much faster than the Eastern culture which we are in. Like a lot of our festivals are related to the weather and to the farming seasons. And with farmers, I mean, you actually are in a year you have 3 4 5 different occasions when there's it's a serious affair, uh, whereas in the Western culture, because it was industrialized, it's more seamless, so they had to actively plan that, okay, this time of the year and this time of the year. And like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I do agree with this point because during the Christmas, it's a winter season. People won't be
Right.
that lucky enough to work. They just take a vacation. And I think I don't know which came first. Either they felt winter came first or Christmas came first. But yeah, it's a good time to take a vacation there. You won't be able to work your 100%. You won't be able to be productive during that period.
True. True.
Because here it's when we celebrate everything. When we start working, we celebrate it. When it's end of work,
Yeah,
we celebrate it.
exactly. And that's absolutely right. And I would say this, I mean, having to try to go out on a Valentine's Day, it's impossible. I can't get into a restaurant, I can't get ice cream, I can't get chocolates. uh, at least for me in the past, it's been next to impossible to plan something on this day. And it's just an indicator. Like, I know for a fact restaurants and places have special Valentine's Day menu and all that, to accommodate for the crowd. And I'm not sure what caused this deep level of penetration. Any theories on that, Kishore?
So uh, it's just attracting the insecurities of youth is what I feel. Because for youth, they're always looking for a partner, even though they don't need. There's just they feel that there's something missing, and there's like that one partner is someone whom you need. Maybe they're influenced more by the movies, which are like 90% filled with love stories. Mentally, they are like fixated that they should have a partner in their college.
Right.
Right? So, so they're always actively looking for someone. And there's Valentine's Day, and there's like everyone tries to find a partner, whoever they try to get in touch with, or their friends. Even if they're friends, if they have a slight hint of some feelings in between them, so they just try to get together on a Valentine's Day.
Right.
Hope that something happens. Hope that they get into a relationship, or because they're trying to grab these people and get some money out of it.
Yeah,
Because if you're
absolutely.
going with your crush outside, even if it's something you're purchasing is worth 100 rupees, even if it says it's 1,000, you pay it. You don't even bargain there because the person next to you
तुम्हारा
don't want
ईगो
to.
ईगो क्वेश्चन में आ जाएगा.
Yeah. पैसा नहीं है तभी देगा, कैसे तो करके दे देगा. So,
Right.
so
Absolutely,
it's
man.
more of a festival for the retailers or the people who run businesses than these people, the people who participate in this. Because the actual reason for Valentine's Day, I think very less number of people celebrate as it is. Because it's more of an opportunity to get into a relationship than celebrating the relationship.
Yeah, and again, I'm not sure if it pushes healthy relationship ideas or ideals. I think it's a really, it puts unnecessary pressure on. I don't know. It puts a lot of unnecessary peer pressure. What do you think?
Yes, yes, it's absolutely there. Because everyone should be going out. If you are a bunch of friends
Right.
and when you're discussing about your plans for the Valentine week, are you going out? Are you going somewhere? If you are a one lonely person who is saying like I don't have plans for Valentine's, it's like it's like you have a boring life.
Right.
So that's
And
even if they don't
yeah,
say it, it's like you may feel that. Right? It's not mandatory that you need to go out on a Valentine's.
exactly. And when you end up getting such kind of pressure is when you make silly decisions. And I know for a fact people have simply gone into unhealthy relationships just because they started it on a Valentine's Day. Hell, people delay things like, breaking off with someone or having difficult conversations because of days like this. And this is not, I mean, the extreme version of this has actually happened a lot in India, where in Maharashtra, Shiv Sena has time and again protested against the Valentine Day. There have been a lot of cases where Bajrang Dal has done a lot of stuff. The Hindu Mahasabha has made sure that this was very silly, and I, of course, I wouldn't encourage some stupid stuff like this. But what Hindu Mahasabha did in 2015 was crazy, Kishore. You know what they did? If they found anyone in malls and restaurants and they were not married, okay, if if one of them was a non-Hindu, they would get converted to Hindu. If they were not married, they were forcibly married.
Okay, okay. This is so I don't know why the way the authorities or someone try to give some information or try to get some things done with people is in this route, not in the actual route of explaining things. Right? So the way
Yeah.
the path they took in, because even they know the problem ki, yeah, people are doing it. I mean, they are getting into this uh, loop of insecurity of not having a partner, and they are just going out with people on Valentine's Day. Right? So just to stop it, they're putting a by force action on people to stop doing it. Because that's happened
Yeah.
in anything you do. See on during the COVID lockdowns also.
Absolutely.
COVID lockdowns, yeah, they said you not to go out. So, but you did go out for some emergencies. But when you go out, when someone stops you, you need to ask them, inquire why he's going out, and send them back. Not like whenever someone comes, you just throw a lathi
Right.
at him. Get out. That's not how you treat a human. Right? The same thing these guys also do. When someone is out,
Yeah.
let them
Yeah.
sit, counsel them, ask what's happening. If that's such a serious problem, it, it's not like on street to catch hold of them like some criminals and do activities. Like it's there, if they're outside also, it's there by choice. One person wouldn't have forced the other person to go with them. Like their involvement in such things is also something that has to be done, because those guys, they know there's a problem, but that doesn't mean they should take it in their own hands and do some things like this to solve it. Right?
Absolutely.
It's just the point of educating
And
people. Yeah.
yeah, and adding on to this, I mean, this is of course, so, like, people will have to figure out how to spend time on it, and hopefully let them take a decision. But I doubt something like this ever happens in India, because, well, we love controlling people. Like, that's in our blood. Letting go is so hard. There's deep mistrust even in your own kids, for example. But uh, to give you a perspective of the economic value of a Valentine's Day, the average spend on a Valentine's Day of things like greeting cards, chocolates, and all these things on a single day, one day, is $20 billion. So to put that in perspective, that's like the entire valuation of Flipkart when Walmart bought it out. So, I mean, you can you even imagine, right? And most of it is things like greeting cards and all that, which you will never, ever, ever use in your life. Greeting card is such a stupid purchase. My God,
Is there just for that 1 hour? Not even that 1 hour.
not
Like,
even, dude, 5 minutes.
yeah. Mm. So this
Oh
goes
wow,
on.
greeting card. Okay, looks nice. There's a message, and then
Yeah. So, no, yeah. Overall, I mean, throughout the Valentine week, every expense is something. It's all not going to stay long. Everything goes to
so
that. Yeah.
I was going through, Quora for this because Quora has some crazy stories, and we spoke about this. I Anubhav Jain answers. I went to buy a beautiful rose bouquet for my girlfriend on Valentine's Day. The vendor asked for 2,500 rupees. Next day, I purchased the same bouquet for 200 rupees, had a romantic dinner for 500 rupees, and she didn't mind at all.
Third is, yeah, don't be under the control of those businesses or retailers. Okay. Yeah, that's sad because even even the general public, whoever is not into the Valentine's week or something, if they want to go out, it's a trouble for them also.
Oh, dude, you can't go out. Like on the 14th, it's impossible. You can't get a reservation. You can't go out and have a comfortable dinner. Hell, in a lot of restaurants, you'll not be allowed to even choose your own food. Like they'll have a set menu for Valentine's Day. Normal restaurants, where you get
Yeah.
everything every day, no. They're like, sir, bus yahi hai.
Uh, and I, and I think they may also be restaurants who allow you only if there's a partner with you, probably.
Exactly. Exactly.
Feeling sad for those guys who have their birthdays on 14th.
I know. There should have been a Kama Sutra day for India.
Yeah.
At least we could celebrate, the incredible book of love, which I forget his name, wrote. Uh, but yeah, I mean, Vatsyayana, Vatsyayana. He wrote this book, and if you haven't, I really urge you guys to check that out. I think it's a beautiful book. It's been made parodied. If you ask me, in the West, I think it teaches. It has a lot to offer, if you ask me, and I would rather celebrate that than all this time pass which I'm looking at. I mean, what do you think, Kishore?
Yeah, it's all this just the creamy layer, which, so yeah, it's just on the top layer you're experiencing here. You don't even know how true of a conversation you are having with your partner on that day.
True,
Maybe you're just trying to spend that 1 week.
right?
Right? Yeah,
So,
these are just temporary things for
and
most.
like a lot of imports from West, it's heavily commercialized. It's amazing for businesses. I will add, for businesses is awesome. And I mean, if you swing that way, if you're like, look, man, at least the business get something out of it. I'm like, yeah, man, that's absolutely right. Like the business definitely gets to make a lot more money. At the same time, my only issue with it is, like most of my issues with a lot of imports from the West, is how heavily they derive from insecurities, and I don't like that. That's the only part I have a problem with. uh, you don't need, if you can't afford it, you don't need to give expensive chocolates to prove someone you love them, or you don't need to take them out to expensive dinners. And if that's the kind of person you liked, I don't know. I mean, I would ask you to think back on how you've made your choice, and well, not allow it to become toxic over time. And that's what will happen if you've spent a lot of money which you can't afford. Over time, all these things pile up. They end up becoming resentful, and well, as the title states, it's idiotic. It's the definition of idiocracy. When you know something's wrong and you continue to do it, it's the definition of idiocracy. What do you think, Kishore?
Yeah, so you're doing something which you're not fully happy with, or you're not satisfied. It's like you're doing something for some other reason. It's not something from your heart that coming. Like it's
Exactly.
either to impress the opposite person or give a credibility for you in the society. Those are things which never make sense for your personal happiness.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, getting into involved into all these things, yeah, you just pressurize yourself more, and yeah, once that day comes, you'll be regretting the entire journey of doing all these things.
And you're setting yourself up for failure, basically, like in the most fundamental ways. You're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting your relationship for failure, and specifically to a lot of young guys. I mean, I remember on this day I actually would feel that, oh, why am I not dating someone and all that. And looking back, I'm like, thank God I didn't succumb to the peer pressure and start asking out girls randomly.
Yeah, that's the case. It happens in most of the colleges,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's something very unhealthy, which is being promoted, or because if one person does this, everyone next to him sees, their juniors sees these guys, and they get influenced by these things. Yeah. And
Yep.
gradually, yeah, can assume the next generation. So now it's not that worse, but at least
Absolutely.
people around you get influenced by it. And person who has a partner every month, a different partner every month, is something is like praised with, is like is looked at a very high level, like in college. Because if a person is having a serious relationship, I don't know, it's not taken that seriously. If it is not that
Yep.
strong enough. So it's all how people
True.
pursue because of this Western.
Yep. Yep. And yeah, I think that's it for today, guys. There was a very short, podcast about the absurd, stupid, idiotic Valentine week and Valentine Day. Uh, of course, I'm sure a lot of you are going to comment in the description that, hey, some people have a lot of emotions attached to it and all, and that's fine. But you cannot deny the fact that at its core, it's just a commercial day, and it's a commercial holiday. And if you are denying that fact, then I don't know. I urge you to look back and really think that you need one day's validation to actually, well, to actually prove your love, for the lack of a better word. What do you think, Kishore?
Or establish your life
Or
as
or establish your love, exactly. So that's it. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much. See you all tomorrow.
bye bye guys.